In a nutshell, I never wanted to live in Sydney. I moved from Newcastle to the Blue Mountains and then I moved to Sydney. I came to house sit up here for a friend, and at that time I came across a yoga studio that I loved. Fell back to Sydney as you inevitably do. Basically, I came up one Friday to go to yoga, and then after yoga I was walking down the hill, and at the bottom of a window, a real estate window, was this little sign that said Studio in Nature, and it was within what I could afford. Despite the dump that it was, I was like, I want to buy this. I've always loved things which have a story, which have age to them, which have texture. And so the moment I saw this building, it wasn't just where it is, but it was also the colours of the building and the potential of the space. I moved in with a 1959 caravan and a ute. I didn't own a car, but I owned the caravan. And so I moved in all this stuff, and the caravan was outside, and that was what I slept in. And I brought all my possessions, which was a blessing and a curse, because I spent the rest of the time moving these possessions around as I redid the space. That's actually been a great teacher, because having too many possessions is problematic in many respects, especially when you're trying to renovate. I suppose I've lived in communities in Sydney that are committed to sustainability, but it's interesting to try and integrate it into your own life. And mediating the everyday in Sydney, which includes fast pace, high usage, with more simple principles of using what you've got and saving for the future, and various principles that feel conflicting. So because I move between the two worlds, I'm quickly reminded of the simplicity of life when I step outside. I think the closeness to nature is very important as a reminder and as a metaphor for organisation and simplicity that we don't necessarily occupy in our lives.